Welcome back to the second hour of the Long Voyage. And we have a situation where the heroes are facing the Raven Lady in her Great Hall. It's obviously fairly hard on my throat, so if I suddenly start sounding very hoarse, then you know why.
Then you'll fit right into her voice.
Yeah, I guess so. In any case, she has leaned back in her seat after all the stories that you've told her, and she seems to be contemplating all of this quite deeply. And after a long moment, she says, "Well, is there anything any of you want to add?"
Nothing that I think is relevant to the information you wish to know.
Then I shall see all of you tomorrow at Ting. I expect, Captain Ormer, that you have something you wish to speak of. He nods very gravely and says, "I do, my lady. I have grievances. We all do." And she nods and says, "I shall make sure that you are given time to speak early." And with that, she nods, and it's pretty clear that that's it. You are dismissed, so to say.
Okay.
Good, then I can breathe more easily again.
I meant... Are we the kind of people... Do people usually bow when they leave with the Raven
No.
Lady, or we just go? We just go.
You just go. She doesn't like it when people bow or kneel or
Yeah.
anything of the sort.
I
Okay.
think before she leaves, Ilva takes out the little package she has packed up, and then motions to hand it over to the Raven Lady. I got my hands on this and thought it would actually suit you better.
She gestures for you to come up to the the dais where she's sitting, and to hand it over.
Well, she walks up there and just hands her the package.
What was in it? I can't remember.
A huge panther pelt.
Oh,
That's
that.
right. Yes. She takes a look at it and raises an eyebrow. Says, "This is a remarkable pelt. Never seen anything like it."
It was from the very dense forests of the Lion Coasts. It was apparently a cat-like creature like our ice reapers, though magnificently smaller, but completely black.
I see. Well, thank you for the gift. It does you honor. And she
Other than that, she is still having that very stupid grin on her face.
starstruck. Yes. And then
It's not
again,
even like, oh, I am in the presence of an idol. It's just like, oh my god, she's so awesome.
Mm-hmm. And then she's dismissed again, or...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think she manages to actually get off the dais without falling off.
Probably yes. Let's say she does.
Yes, after the first instance of her falling at the wall, I imagine she's had half her mind concentrating on don't fall over, don't fall over, don't fall over.
She is giving concentration to actually look where she's putting her feet now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So we all go back outside.
Yep, you do.
And as we get outside, Hoodie looks at the captain. "I am sorry, but we were told."
He shakes his head. He says, "If the sword speaks and gives an order, we are all bound to follow it. You don't need to apologize to me for that." It does explain a few things about all your mysterious adventures, though.
Well, you were the one deciding to send us on them.
Well, he says and smiles crookedly, "You weren't the only ones with secret orders."
Oh.
We all have our part to play in Grangorior's grand plans, I suppose.
She plays Tafel with us, doesn't she?
Well, she plays it much more. I think she plays it with more consideration for the pieces than the powers would, at least.
That's the truth.
And this is where Ilva, not having actually listened to the conversation, just finally goes, "She was so awesome!"
Breathe, Ilva.
You handled yourself well, Ulva. All things considered.
Handle yourself well. She accepted your gift and said it did you honor, so she's pleased with you. You did very well.
Except for Adam's face. I forgot.
Oh, you're breaking up there. Hello.
You're breaking it?
Breaking up.
Oh, it's me.
Okay.
Please stop breaking our heart.
Okay, it sounds like I can hear you guys
Hey!
again.
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you too.
Okay, could you repeat what you said though? I didn't hear it because everything was suddenly very broken.
What was the last thing you heard?
She was awesome, and then you got told that you handled yourself well, and then everything started going robotic.
And she just mentioned, well, everything went fine, if you not count the spot where I fell on my face first thing because I forgot to put where I put my feet.
That was. Yes, but. It's not. It's one small thing at the beginning doesn't detract that much from how well you conducted yourself afterwards.
This is true. I am happy I didn't go with my very first urge.
Which was?
Hugging her. I'm pretty sure that would have earned me a quick death.
I think so too.
Well. Maybe.
I don't know. I just got very happy to see her. Actually, her, not just something in a vision.
Well, you've seen the
Anyway.
Raven. Yes, well, Captain, we've seen the Raven Lady. We know what we have to do tomorrow. You will have your moment to speak out and to set our vengeance in motion.
He looks serious and nods and says, "I'm going to call for war."
I don't think there will be many who do not answer that call.
Neither do I.
I figured that is what you would ask for.
Still,
I was hoping it was.
even so, to start a war, whatever glory might be won in it, it's still a grave and serious thing, and not everyone lives to see the end of it.
Indeed, and there are so few of us to begin with, but we have to take a very active part in this. This is our vengeance. We can't just lean back and let others fight it for us.
Exactly.
If
But
it
we
comes
have-
to it,
Please, go on.
no, so say, if it comes to it, if the fighting comes and then I am in a position where my life will save that of any number of others I fight alongside, I would give it.
I think that goes for all of us. I think we would all
Yes.
fight, and I think we would all we would all lay down our lives readily for the next man over on the ore bench, wouldn't we? Or the next woman, he says, and smiles at Ilva.
Hmm?
He says we would readily lay down our lives for the next man over on the ore bench, or the next woman.
Sister.
Absolutely.
I hope enough of us remain alive at the end to, well, to crew the ship for another journey.
I'm
There's-
certain you won't have any trouble finding someone else in case you need to.
Hopefully not. There's so much left of the world to see, isn't there?
Massively.
I should think so.
So, will you be going with me? And if you won't, I am not holding it against you.
Sorty looks like he just swallowed a toad.
I was about to say. Good grief, Captain. I'm not sure that's a question I can answer. Put on the spot.
Just think about it, though.
I
Just
will.
think about it.
Hmm.
He looks at Ilva and says, I know I would miss having you on board, though. You're the best oarsman we have.
I mean helmsman.
Helmsman, sorry, yes.
You okay? You're starting to not know the difference in what people do.
No, that was me.
No, okay. You certainly would.
Hmm.
Oh well, he says. We shall see who comes out on the other side of this war, though, before
Yes.
we make any such decisions.
Well,
Also, Frozy, you should really cough up Rana.
What?
You look like you swallowed a toad.
Oh. I just need more time to think, is all.
Of course.
I should like to see that's a good point, Captain. We've arrived here, but where are we going to? Where will we be staying? Where will we be sleeping tonight?
Well, some on the ship, I'm sure. Others will probably find friends or distant relatives in the camps outside. I mean,
I hope not.
In your case,
well, in your case, I understand why, but others might.
hmm.
After all, tomorrow
Hey.
is Ting.
Maybe Rana can find someone from her village.
That's possible.
I mean, there is a lot of people who comes here. Ting.
Yes, I'm sure that there will be people from her village, in fact, and she might even find that old man that she's been talking about.
Better her than me.
Hmm.
I agree with Ilva.
That old man won't be an old man. He would be a mush if I meet him first.
Oh dear, there's the story there, isn't it?
I mean,
Yeah.
out of character, so Orbit doesn't know the full details of that journey. Then I assume.
No, he
Well,
doesn't
we
know
did
all the
tell-
details, but you told some of it.
We told that we had followed Rana out and that she had died in a mud thingy.
Yeah, she died. She
Rock
died in a
slide something.
yes, an accident. Basically, the point was
Yeah.
we didn't want people knowing that she had tried to hang
Off
herself.
herself.
Okay, so yes, there is. Although we would only
Let's
we would
let's
only
just say we didn't find Rana's body, but this man told us she was dead, and that we should go back because it wouldn't be prudent for children to see her body. Turns out he lied.
considering that yes, that you've seen her with your own two eyes, Captain. We should know that he was. Yes.
Indeed.
Consequently, we are not fans.
No.
No. Well, we shall see if he's there. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't.
We shall.
For his
That's-
sake, I hope he died from old age.
Just remember, Ting is peaceful.
Yes.
I know. I'll beat up a rug instead.
Good.
I'm sure I'm sure if you did meet him, a few choice acidic words would
Oh, that's entirely
make the point.
that you're allowed to do, definitely. And oh, by the way, there are always contests and games and so on as part of Ting. Any of you considering taking part? I mean, your bow, Sindri, should be a hot contender, and Rana, sorry, not Rana. Now we were talking about Rana. That was me again. And Ylva, your hammer. If nothing else, you should both be able to make a very good account of yourselves.
There's a good point.
Wait, there are games at Ting?
Oh
I
yes.
completely forgot.
Yes. Contests of many kinds. Archery, strength. You have Gleamer, I believe.
Yep.
Ooh.
Might be a good opportunity for me to, well, if I do decide to stay behind, Captain, it would be a good opportunity for me to impress some girl.
Absolutely. You should be a pretty hot commodity. All of you would be. Well,
You
except
should
for
start
you, Ylva.
singing. You should start singing. Brenda got girls that way.
Yes, but that's
Oh,
because
dear.
yes, but Veybrander was a curiosity. to them.
He was brave, according to them.
He was very brave, and I still regret that I mocked that in front of him. I did him a disservice. I hope he has yet seen fit to forgive me for that.
I think he has. Vabrander doesn't carry grudges that long, unless your family name is Phelan, obviously.
I mean, he is a huge man, but he's mostly like a very nice bear, if you're friendly with him.
Well, it makes sense.
If you're not, he will be an angry bear.
Yes.
Say, it makes sense that a big man like him has a big heart, and I should like to go and see it for myself. So let's make our way back down to the ship.
Of course, of course. You do get back down there to the ship, and the half or more of the crew are they're not there. There are people there who are guarding the vessel and so on. Obviously, so Grani is there clearly. A few others obviously, but most of the crew are actually up in either in the camp or in the city itself, or maybe just walking around out at Tinganes to take it all in before the place is overrun by thousands of people tomorrow.
I think if Ilva can, she will find the other battle maidens from the ship.
Yeah, she can find Rana is still there and Yangather is still there. The other two are up in town somewhere.
And then she'll just grab a hold to both of them and hug them while fangirling slightly, going, "She was so awesome!"
Well, they obviously want to hear everything because neither of them have had the privilege of being that close to the sword at any time. So
Yeah, Rana had.
Rana had, yes, that's true. Rana had.
Well, she does tell about it. Even the face plant she did on the way in.
Yeah, they both they face palm and giggle at that
Hey!
because
Hey, it's better than last time. Last time I knocked myself out with a hammer.
that's an improvement. This time at least you were
Yeah.
conscious.
And I didn't have any... I hope there's no brain damage this time.
I hope not. Says Yangather. I really hope not. No, that's right. That's where you lost your ability to see colors, isn't it?
Yeah. I woke up and no color. But it was worth it.
Cool. I mean, not cool that you lost your ability to see in color, but cool that you got to stand in front of her and actually see her.
She even accepted my gift.
Oh wow. That
It was
is-
one of those black pelts we had found.
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome. That's amazing.
Anyway, have you seen if there's anyone from your village here, Rana?
I haven't had a chance yet. I offered to stay here and help Grani keep an eye on the ship. It's
That
been
surprises me a little.
it's been
It's been so long since you've been home.
yeah, but I am also very keenly aware that I have a responsibility to pay back, this crew for getting me home, and both Saldis and Kori are up in town right now. It'll be my turn later.
Okay.
So I'll get a chance to go and see if anybody is there. To be honest with you, I'm a little nervous
Why?
because I guess they all thought we were all dead. But I mean, now it's up to Kori and Saldis to kind of. Well, we're all from the same place, obviously. We're from the same warband. We're from the same place. So if they find anyone from the village, they will know. They will know that we're alive. I don't have to be the one to explain it.
True.
That's
So let's face it. It was still an epic trip you were on.
it. Definitely was.
Something to tell everyone.
Absolutely. So,
You guys gonna sign up for any of the contests?
Rana shakes her head and says, I'm not. I'm gonna enjoy watching them, but I'm not gonna sign up for any of them. Younggather scratches her cheek and says, I'm thinking of signing up for some Gleema.
Same.
Oh, we're gonna have to face each other then, I guess, at some point.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm sorry.
You know what? You're stronger, but I have better technique than you do.
Sure you do.
Just like that, the venerable sport of female mud wrestling is born.
Oh, give me a break.
I mean,
Shun!
Yes.
no, that's not in character, but you
No,
know,
no.
but no, I regret nothing, as I often do.
Oh well. So,
Remind me what kinds of things there are. Out of character. I don't remember what kinds of contests there actually are.
most most of them are about, you know, strength or endurance or some kind of running, Gleema, which obviously for the listening audience is just to remind you all is a form of wrestling with some clear rules about how to do throws and takedowns and so on. There are various weapon contests, not to the death, obviously, but first blood, and these are often used as a means of settling grievances, because it's possible to arrange it so that if you have a grievance against someone personally and you're not allowed to harm each other on Ting, it is possible to go to the priests that oversee this and request that you be put up against the person that you have a grievance with, and then you can take it out under the supervision of these priests and in front of the powers. However, you are also honor bound to respect the outcome of that fight, and it is meant to settle anything. So basically, you know, it doesn't matter if person X killed your entire family. If you handle it on Ting, that settles it, even if the other person is still alive afterwards.
Yep.
So it is done, but usually only for relatively minor grievances. Major things are brought up on Ting, and people are, you know, attempted to declare someone outlaw or something.
Stuff like that.
Stuff like that. So, you spend the rest of the day just hanging out, or does
Are
anybody
there
have
any
anything?
places where people hang out and play songs and sing?
Oh yes. The camp is full of, you know, campfires. The major camp outside of Vananes is full of people who are, you know, singing and telling stories and so on and so forth.
I think Ylva will go there and sing some of the songs she's learned on her trip.
Yes.
I think actually Thrody will get a hold of Gylfi.
Oh no.
Gylfi.
What?
Well, since you didn't get to go on a bender back in Testament, why don't we go out and look around town?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm
I
sorry.
suppose. Hmm?
No, I think it's more important that Gylfi says his half-hearted mumblings at this point.
Like, I mean, what's the sudden change of mind?
I spoke to someone back then, and he made your point of view a little clearer, and I'm happy to be home.
I'm okay.
Well, as I said, I'm happy to be home.
I mean, the first part of the sentence is very unsuited for you. You're never happy.
Well, I am happy when I have reason to be.
Yes.
I hate to
I
say
mean-
it, he does have a point, though.
I mean, yeah, if you want to, I suppose we can check, we can see what the local taverns have to offer. I suppose. I hope it will not be a disappointing experience, considering what we've seen. I suppose.
I'm certain we'll be. I think it'll be a welcome change.
I mean,
Well, you don't
Yeah,
have to
should
if
we-
you don't want to.
I mean, yeah, we can go. We can go. Do you want to grab Cindy on our way out?
Oh, why not?
And Ilva? Oh, I suppose Ilva as well. Oh, Silva even drinking.
Well, I
Someone said Ilva. Sorry.
Brain asked if Ilva even drinks.
She does.
Okay.
And she can be caught before she goes down to sing and be merry down there. She can always go around with you and sing and be merry there.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Yeah. If you want to, we can definitely go.
Good. Now try to sound a little happy, will ya?
Sure. If you so insist.
Oh my goodness. Here you have the man who's been living life while you've been gone, and suddenly he's all morose and shit because you got back home.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
It seems everyone's been taking their turn over the course of this to be mopey about various things, haven't they?
Yeah.
Well, Ilva just takes a long time to process new things because she's not that bright. And that was mostly, the sudden realization that being a battle maiden was more than just being honorable to their sword and their home, because suddenly she had to realize what that also is when she's out and about. Existential crisis,
yes.
and more than one thing.
True.
Realizing feelings and other things.
Yes, especially that. That was something that took
Yeah.
some time for.
That was what made her most mopey.
Yeah.
She's just awesome. No, wait. This is deeper than that.
Oh.
Well, I think the squad goes to town then.
The squad goes to town.
Yes.
Squatting.
Well, Sindri needs to go and have a register for the archery contest at some point.
Of course. Ilva is gonna go sign up for a lot of things. Not bow things, because she usually still just gets handed her ass in the bow thing.
Well, it's a useful skill for hunting and fighting, but to actually to be at a competition level.
Archery
Isn't
is
it?
an easy
Her
level.
bow skill is at 12 because she's still learning, but she's not that good at it.
Having recently started archery in real life, I can absolutely attest that it is not easy.
No,
No.
I mean,
And she might be very strong, and she might be able to actually hold a very strong bow, but you still have to know the technique to be any good at it.
exactly. I mean, Sindri as the role earlier has proven is that the point is that his threshold is 18. That is the maximum that the skill can be raised to in this campaign in terms of point value.
Yeah.
So he's at the zenith of his archery skills, pretty much.
Well, that would make Ilva at the zenith of singing,
Yes,
because
almost.
it's health-based, it's 18.
And Gilfie is at the zenith of healing people. So we all have
And she is also at the zenith of two-handed mace handling.
excellent.
I don't think I'm at the zenith of anything.
You're at the zenith of angst.
I just invited Gilfy out for a drink and
That's true, okay.
and I'm trying to be nice.
It's okay, Brody. We
Okay.
are acknowledging your effort.
Okay, I'll turn it. You're now tobogganing down the other side of that slope and allowing Gilfy to take his place at the podium. So, okay.
Yes.
So, Sindri will join you for a drink later, just as soon as he's got himself registered for this contest.
Well, then we can go around signing up for contests before we go down there. Because Silva wants to sign up too.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's fine.
Sindri,
Yes?
why don't you take these? She hands you the arrows with the red feathers. I hope they bring you luck.
It's incredibly kind of you, thank you.
Well, I can get regular ones made,
I mean,
but
they
you're
work.
the one who are really good at archery. They belong with you.
I mean, they were given to you, but if you're willing to give them to me, then I will take them gratefully.
I am.
Yeah, I now have some new red.
Snazzy red feathered arrows.
Yes.
There are
yeah.
20 arrows.
Question though, for Joan.
Yep.
Will these arrows work with my imperial bow?
No, you need other, because they're too long for what you have now.
Hmm.
You need new
Yeah.
arrows made. It's not a problem to get that made. You can quite easily find a Fletcher and show him the bow, and then they probably.
The idea was that he could get the feathers from these arrows.
Is that can
They could probably be made.
arrows be refletched?
that will lessen the quality of the fletching.
Ah. Well, then you can have them to, show off. They
Okay.
can still be used with a regular bow.
Yep.
The one we got made in tier class.
Yep.
So they're made for the standard bow you had with you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I shall keep them and treasure them. I shall need to get some. So that's fair enough. That's what we'll do with them.
A good archer has more than one bow anyway.
Well, there you go. I need to get another bow. So there we go.
Silva hands you hers.
No. No. Come
What?
on. You will get there. Just it would break my heart to know that you weren't at least continuing to learn how to use that thing.
Fine.
It's
You
yours.
was trying to weasel out of it.
I've taken your arrows, but you did say you'd get some more made. I do insist that there needs to be more than just me and Gilfy as an archer in the group.
I know. It's so damn hard. I'm used to strength and it's enough.
Yes, but the
Just
point.
take me.
Yes,
I
but
don't think I'm bright enough.
it's not just about. I think you are, and besides, it's just as much about muscle memory as it is about knowing things. Besides, you're still young. We are. I mean, we all are, really. And you've perfected the art of using your strength, so you have all the time you need to work on technique.
True. Alright. Fine.
Trust me. I will. Besides, I've got plenty of money. I can have a new one made. A new bow, I mean.
Right, I do too.
Yes. Don't spend it all here now. It'd be
I'm
nice
not gonna.
Okay,
It
so
would be too cumbersome to carry it around.
yes, I suppose.
Even for me.
Well, who knows? You see, all of this, the journey, the chance to gain a fortune, I did swear to serve Orma, and I would like to fulfill that. But he's made it clear that if I were to stay, he would not hold it against me. He would release me from that oath. But I don't know. I
You
don't
have
know
some
if-
time to think about it. We still
Mm.
have to go through the thing and then the war and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, if I survive both those things and I haven't found someone to be smitten with by the time we get to the end of it all, then I shall probably stay with former. And if I do find someone, then I shall probably stay.
Well, you should go with Gilfy then. He's good at getting married.
No, he's good at getting drunk. It's other people who are good at getting him married for him.
This is true.
But
But
we
we're
should
no longer on the line coast. I'm sorry, Gilfy.
I don't know. You just sound jealous.
I mean, one of us could end up becoming a kind of on again, off again criminal and call themselves the Ice Reaver or something.
Ooh.
Although I don't imagine that level of I don't imagine playing a criminal like that would last very long in such a small community with, you know, Gangario herself being close by.
Not really, no.
No. Anyway, let's go have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, what's that over there? And then Ilva's gone.
Okay.
So,
Come see this!
Yep. So I'm going to assume then that yes, basically, Sunny does get himself signed up, and then we'll go off and look at things.
Mm.
you get both something to eat and something to drink. Imagine that. You actually get to have real bloodberries again. Or you know, food made the way that you're used to from the Southlands, you know, in general. But
Ilva looks confused. This almost tastes weird now. It's
Well, I'm not
familiar,
complaining.
yet foreign.
Yes, it's comforting, but I do miss some of the exotic flavors of those other places.
I got some different dried fruits home from the Line Coast.
Yeah.
You did?
I also bought a lot of tea from the Lotus Empire.
Ooh, that would go down quite nicely.
Hmm. What, you didn't buy that? She looks afraid.
No, I didn't think of it.
I just figured, this is good. I should have something when I get home too.
Hmm.
I didn't think it would keep very well, but...
Aw.
I'll just have to get something of that sort later then.
Dopey just realizes that he, like, of all drinking things, he just has like anesthetic tea. So just
A what?
basically medicinal tea to put you out.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. Save that. You don't want to use that right now, though.
Did he bring some of the shrooms? Could be totally fun to actually prank someone. What is he?
We don't need on the eve of a big thing. If we don't on the eve of Ting and the eve of War, we don't need half of Vanilles coming down with shit shrooms. I'm sorry, your feet. Just try to contain yourself.
oh,
I'm
that
gonna
was-
call them for that. I'm gonna call them that from now on. The shit shrooms.
Yep.
I will never forget the day Baggy and Gilfy rolled into the sea covered in shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was marvelous.
they
It's
were
disgusting.
they were certainly feeling shitty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
They didn't see that shitstorm coming.
Nope, they really didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But at least you had fun until the day after.
Okay, let's not get into all the crappy puns, and then
No, we need to move on before the shit really hits the fan.
yes, we do.
I'm afraid it already did hit the fan. That was why
Ladies-
we needed to roll into the ocean.
There's
Ladies
only
and
one thing
gentlemen.
to say to that.
Yep.
Well, shit.
I were about to say too.
Ladies and gentlemen of the viewing audience, this is a service announcement. We are very juvenile people.
Yes, we
But
are.
I think we've already explained that in previous service announcements, so
Oh,
this
come
shouldn't
on.
be new to you.
Poo jokes are way too much fun to not go into.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence about that personally, but whatever.
That's all right, as long as you remember to pull your pants down so when you poo over the fence.
Yeah, no, don't need. I would hate to leave you galloping up Diarrhea Drive without a saddle.
Yes.
I think we need to actually move on now.
Yes,
I
think
mean-
we do.
They always say that laughter is the best medicine, just not if you have diarrhea.
Okay, let's move on. You
So we go to the pub.
yes, well,
Let's do that.
you go to find something to drink. That is not a problem. There are people here who have brought barrels worth of ale or mead with them from from home, so that they had something for when they were here. I mean, obviously when people come to Ting, they need to bring provisions with them. It's important to do so, because it takes several days and there isn't enough food in Vananes to feed that many people by a long shot.
No.
It's also a huge market. Obviously, people buy and sell things from everywhere in the Southlands. You can buy everything from grain to blue amber at the at Ting, and weapons and armor and all of these different things. So you get to really bury yourselves again in your own culture for the first time in a very long time, and it probably feels a little bit alien because you've been gone for so long.
The women aren't men, the men aren't women. What are we to do?
You complain when it is weird. You complain when it isn't weird.
I was joking, Sindri.
Yes. What Sindri is probably doing as the drink is flowing and he's enjoying being home at a temperature that he can actually stand, is that he is somewhat badly attempting to sing local folk songs and drinking songs from the lands he's been at, but trying to create Southlander lyrics badly for them.
Yeah.
And making a right tit of himself, but
Yeah.
I think Ilva is covering her ears. Shut up, Vibranda.
Well, someone needs to fill in for him while he's not here.
Well, of course.
That's not how you sing it.
There is when you start singing like that, it doesn't take that long before Vibrander, who actually just happens to come upon you, joins in.
Yes, excellent.
Now see what you started, Sindri.
And it makes everyone around you go quiet and stare in horrid fascination at this butchering of songs.
Hey, it's the same reaction as in the Lion Coast and the Lotus Empire.
Yeah,
It
it doesn't last quite as long though, because eventually people are going to start people do start shouting like, "Shut up! Oh, it's awful! Ew!"
Yeah, I just imagine at some point some item is going to get thrown at them, and that's
Probably yes. And Vibrander looks at Sindri with a sad face and goes, "Right now I miss the Lion Coast."
No, they appreciated you there.
Yes, they did.
Well, the captain's going to go sailing again sometime, so maybe we can go back there and we can just leave. You can enjoy their company again.
Well, I'm definitely going with him.
All right.
Oh, give me a second. Ilva rummages through the different papers she's made. This is the song Liling taught me. Let's see.
Yes.
And you begin singing that. Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Well,
That was
it's
much
close.
better.
It's very close, but it's also
close, but it's also
wait. That's actually the point. Is 17 and 18 is always a failure.
Aww.
So you can't catch you fail at catching the tune. It's
Yeah, well, she couldn't speak. It's hard to catch a tune when she can't actually teach you the melody.
exactly, and it's well, you heard the melody played. The problem is, of course, that without the instrument, to accompany you, it's really, really difficult because, as you said, Leeling couldn't, well, speak.
And sometimes the melody is one thing, but the way you sing it is another.
Yeah.
I never really caught the language.
We'll give it practice. We're all just, you know. They don't like any. They don't appreciate any of us. Well, that's their problem. We'll see. We'll see.
Well,
That sounded ominous.
What?
No, it's not trying to be. It's not trying to be ominous, but it's just maybe that's just how it comes out.
so
Like my yeah.
yeah. So basically, you hang out, and you sing and you drink and you eat and you reacquaint yourself with Southlanders and all their loud ways over the next over the course of the evening.
I think at some point Thrody will try to pull Ilva aside.
All right.
Now I see why 17 and 18 is always a failure. It's because there's always 2 6s at least.
Yep.
Alright, she's being pulled aside.
Would you care for a walk on the beach?
Sure. She's a little confused. But she goes to walk on the beach.
I assume at least that you can have privacy there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Everyone is in here drinking, of course there's privacy on the beach.
I mean, there are a few people guarding ships down there, but nobody is paying the least attention to anyone who isn't getting close to the ships.
Was it difficult taking your vows, Ilva?
No.
Not at all committing to something for life.
I think when I took the vows I didn't fully understand the extent of it. But that was because I didn't understand me. Looking back, it was still the right choice for me, though. Why?
Well, I've been given thought to whether or not I should go with the captain.
Yeah.
He's quiet for a moment and says, "It seems kinda like the same to me, because if I am, then I'll be going for life."
The thing you have to really figure out here is if it's something for you. Does it feel right to leave again? Does it feel right to stay?
Well, I don't know anymore. The thing is, Ilva, I am a broken man, and thus I cannot have what I really want.
Ilva nods understanding. She has heard him talk with himself for a while now.
What I would really want was to have a wife and to have kids and, you know, be like my family was, with lots of love, and I would see them grow up.
Why is that beyond your reach now?
Because I cannot take a wife. Well, I could, but I could not give her kids.
Huh?
As I said, I am broken.
She thinks long and hard. It's obvious she doesn't really understand.
She doesn't have much frame of reference, after all, being a battle.
No! He's a healthy man, though he hears voices. If he finds a healthy woman, they could have kids. I do not, no comprende.
Remember back in the Lotus Empire, that Magister, or whatever it was, who was known for his escapades with other men.
You'll have to remind me.
Thordy looks like he really, really, really wants you to get this. I cannot give a woman kids or children because I cannot love a woman. I have been made wrong, so I can only love men.
I can be forced on you?
What?
You have been made so you can only love men. How can that be forced on you?
I suppose. Well, I've been thinking about it, and I think the powers made me that way.
No, we didn't. No, we really didn't.
So that I could better serve my purpose. But it doesn't help much.
Oi! Don't you dare! Are you ignoring me?
So...
Thordy takes a swig of his magical flask.
So... You're saying you're like Ren?
Yes.
She's still like, but if you're like Ren, then why would you even want kids to begin with?
Because that is what I want. That's what I've always wanted. More so than these travels with the captain and seeing the world.
You always pictured yourself with children.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see the problem in that. I remember you always spoke about the dream of you having children and, you know, a house and love in the house.
Just like my family used to be.
Yeah.
I suppose my family line ends with me. I think he sits down at this point, looking out over the sea.
Grover sits down beside him. Actually, the reason I felt that the vow would be the right thing for me was because I couldn't picture myself with a man.
No?
No.
No children for you?
I love children, but I can't bear the thought of laying with a man.
I suppose we're both wrong then.
I guess. I mean, there's bound to be children who doesn't have a family anymore. Have you thought about adopting them?
Well, I don't think I could back here. Maybe somewhere
No?
else, but... Well, the thing is, what if I did fall in love? You know how people are around here about that kind of thing.
Silver nuts. Yeah. It's silly, really.
Well, it's not how it's meant to be.
But how can it not be meant to be if that's the way we were created?
Well, if it was meant to be, then I think 2 women or 2 men could produce children. I think the powers made us like this so that we could fulfill a purpose. You as a battle maiden and me going with the captain.
Still a shit way of doing it.
Flurry shrugs.
I mean, I won't complain. I get to travel. And I get to serve the love of my life. She smiled contentedly.
That does make Thordy do a double take. I see.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it felt so right when I took the vow. I didn't actually know that that was what I felt before we went on the journey. I think it only hit home when I had a vision with her saying that we wouldn't be able to see her again unless we returned. I felt my heart breaking, and that's when I realized it was more than just I admire this woman.
I suppose it must be the work of the powers then.
Fuck
Make
those
you fight.
powers.
Don't say that.
We didn't do that.
Say that, Ilva. Clearly the powers placed this love in you so that you may fight harder to return home and best serve the Raven Lady.
She stares at Frothy for a while. Well,
Well,
I don't entirely agree. But that's because I find no love when I think of the powers.
well, I don't know that you're supposed to.
They play with our lives and decide where to go.
Well, it's as I always said, the powers are playing tougher with each other.
And
We
they're
are.
very wasteful in their pawns.
I'm not even sure we're worthy of being called pieces.
I don't think so either.
We are far too insignificant.
Yep.
You can't. Well, I wouldn't at least expect you to care about every insect you might step on your way.
Yeah, but I do think about it. After I realized how insignificant we must be in the powers' eyes.
Well, the
I
swords
can't
would...
help but think about the greater scheme of things.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to. The powers think of that. We are just the tools employed by their tool, the sword.
Hmm.
At least that's how I see it.
Well, excuse me for putting my praise where it belongs, then.
Huh?
I'd rather say a prayer to the Raven Lady who actually wants to bring us to victory than the powers who doesn't give a crap.
I imagine the powers are quite keen on bringing us victory. Why would we else receive visions of the Raffensaga?
Because they like playing with us.
I don't see how that's playing. It clearly gives the Raven Lady an advantage.
Yeah. But if they really wanted to give her an advantage, why not give her the visions? I'm sure she would know more of what they actually mean than we would because she has a broader picture of it.
Maybe
Instead, they give them to us, so we have to tell her, and she'll have to piece it all together by sending us out to find out more so we can have more visions and then tell them to her. If they really wanted to have her give her an advantage, they would give the visions directly to her, wouldn't they?
I suppose that would be easier. So I'm guessing it's against the rules of the Great Contest.
I won't pretend to know what the Great Contest's rules actually are because they seem just as complicated as the Lotus Empire to me.
That's because you're not meant to understand it.
I guess not. But I can't help but ponder. Because all powers have one sword.
Yes?
But it seems like they're not placing all the rules themselves. I mean, the Raven Lady is trying to figure out the Raffen Saga to find a way to win. While her power the Wanderer, doesn't exactly seem to be able to give her an answer on how to find it.
Well, I
She'll
think
have to find it for herself.
maybe that's part of it. I won't. I don't know. And I don't think we're entitled to know.
No,
I don't
I
think
just
we're
know I
entitled to
don't want-
anything.
I just know I don't want her to go to the convocation. It's a very lonely place.
Thrudy smirks. And again, that's why I think they made you love her so that you might fight even better.
You know what I really get annoyed by? I don't know Throw like her, so I can't even become a magical item for her to use later on. I only have my lifetime to actually help her.
Then
She
you both-
sighs. It's very limited in the scheme of things, isn't it?
I suppose it is, yes. We should probably spend it the best we could.
Probably.
I wonder if there are more visions out there we could find for her.
That's what I'm hoping. Unless she wants me to do other, I'll go with Almer again. The more I learn about the world I can bring back, the better.
I think I will too. I might as well. If I can't lead the life I wished for, I might as well be useful with the limited time I have.
I kinda hoped you'd say I might as well live the life to the fullest, but I understand your sentiment.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? If I could, maybe I would.
Hey, let us two broken, weird people go out in the world and go crazy and find things. I might even teach you how to duck.
Ha! Thank you, Ilva. You are a great sister. She
And
gets
you're a
hugs.
very great brother.
Hugs.
Hugs.
Thrudy seems sad still, but more determined.
Hey! Hey, I got an idea.
What?
I'm gonna find a bucket, we're gonna fill it with water, and then we're gonna go find Almer.
I'm in.
The water is so cold here. I hope you're fast at running, because he's gotten faster.
I will be.
Right. She goes to find the bucket.
Right. I think this is a good place to take the second break.
Yes!
So we will be right back with the final hour of the Long Voyage for this week.